Una O'Connor, whose real name was Agnes Teresa McGlade, was born in Belfast on the 23rd of October 1880. She was educated in a Dominican convent on the Falls Road. She was a versatile actress on the stage and in films, with a sharp, strong face and a crackling voice and bird-like mannerisms. She was often cast by studio heads as the comic relief, with a broad Irish accent and a rubber-faced expressions. A British film critic once described the small actress as only 5 feet 2 inches in height and having the stare of a detective, the voice of an air raid siren, and the body of a scarecrow. Una had a long career in Hollywood, 26 years in fact, and she appeared in a total of 63 films.
You just harmed one hair of Our Lady's head. That ugly face of yours will be walking about with no neck under it. Now mind. What are you staring at?
Well, I ain't never been out walking with a female before.
What female?
You.
Well, of all the impudence. Huh? I suppose you say that to all the women that tickle your fancy.
I've never tickled a woman's fancy before. No, I've never had a sweetheart.
You mean to say you never had one single sweetheart in all your life? You don't know what you've missed, my lad.
Miss Mackenzie, you have given evidence about 2 wills. In the old will, the will that was revoked, were you not to receive the bulk of Mrs. French's estate?
Aye, that's so.
Whereas in the new will, except for a bequest to you of a small annuity, the principal beneficiary is the prisoner Leonard Vole.
It'll be a wicked injustice if he ever touches a penny of that money.
It is entirely understandable that you are antagonistic to the prisoner.
Oh, I'm not antagonistic to him. He's a shifter, scheming rascal. But I'm not antagonistic to him.
I suggest you form this opinion because his friendship with your mistress cost you the bulk of her estate.
I never liked him.
Your candor is refreshing. Now, on the night of October the 14th, you say you heard the prisoner and Mrs. French talking together. What did you hear them say?
I didn't hear what they actually said.
You mean you only heard the voices, the murmur of voices?
They were laughing.
What makes you say the man's voice was Leonard Vole's?
I know his voice well enough.
The door was closed, was it not?
Aye, that's so.
You were no doubt in a hurry to get the pattern, so you probably walked quickly past the closed door, yet you were sure you heard Leonard Vole's voice.
I was there long enough to hear what I heard.
Come, Miss Mackenzie. I'm sure you don't wish to suggest to the jury that you were eavesdropping.
I know it was him in there with her. Who else could it have been?
Exactly. What you mean is that you wanted it to be him. That's the way your mind worked. Now tell me, did Mrs. French sometimes watch television in the evening?
Yes. She was fond of a talk or a good play.
Wasn't it possible on the evening when you returned home and passed the door that what you really heard was the television and a man and woman's voices and laughter? There was a play called Lover's Leap on the television that night.
It was not the television.
Oh, why not?
Because the television was away being repaired that week. That's why.
She died in New York on the 4th of February 1958 from a heart complaint at the age of 78.